You die one. Wait, what?
Yes, I told you before. This is on hardcore mode. So even if I do make a bed, it doesn't matter because if I die once, I'm dead forever.
Well, okay, but you told me the last time that you played this and I was in a call. There must
Yeah, but
have been
I
a
haven't played it
phrase
on a
that.
hardcore mode before.
Yeah,
Also,
you told me like if you stay up for 3 straight days, you automatically die.
okay,
Something.
okay. I mean, no, because you don't automatically die, but you do get hunted down by phantoms. Actually, I
Yeah.
trust. Sure, whatever. Doesn't matter though, because I'm probably just not gonna
Okay.
use it.
Thank
Also,
you very
phantoms
much.
are pretty cool NPCs. Also, yeah, I trust. I'm in a forest. You're still gonna be stuff trying to kill me. So what was the entire point of doing that?
My brother sent me a picture of the new bassinet, or not bassinet, the crib that he's getting for his new baby babe. It's cute. It has like little cats printed on the little mattress.
What if he Nah, that's not funny. What if he needs to watch the wash the mattress and the cats come off?
Oh
Then
shit.
they're dead. Yeah,
Because cats are they don't like water.
yeah. So they're gonna leave.
I hadn't considered this. Oh, eels.
They're not eels. They're salmon.
They look like eels.
Don't like okay, maybe a little bit, but I killed
I don't
three of
know. The
them.
graphics in this game are terrible.
It's supposed to be retro, but it's not.
It's not. It's nowhere close to looking like retro. They just chose block aesthetic because it's easier to render.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, it was just like How did I get a bone meal out of a freaking dead fish?
God, did you ever play the original Minecraft when it first released and there were only like 3 different block types, right? And there were only like 3 different blocks, but like, and also there was no player character. It was just like somebody put 3 blocks of wood next to each other, took a picture, and they were like, "This is Minecraft now. Watch out for that creeper, Gannon. Gannon, watch out for that creeper.
Yeah, yeah.
You're leading him directly to your home."
Where's talk?
Uh, yeah.
That'll keep him away.
Oh, put Fusto raw.
Just say ha 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 Fusto Ra.
Yeah,
Fusto Ra.
make the bad guy
Ba-da-dee,
go away
ba-da-doo,
by screaming.
ba-da-dee, da-da-da, ba-ba-da. I actually love Skyrim. I'm only like halfway through the campaign though, so
I have played Skyrim to the extent where I get past the tutorial and then I stopped playing.
that's actually yeah. Ah, this was my Steam account was actually my dad's Steam account, and he gave it to me, and it had Minecraft with Skyrim with it. I tried to give it to him, and then I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna start playing it, and it's actually really fun.
Killing a poor innocent cow monster.
I need the leather.
You need to become a vegan like me and then you'll be more powerful.
You're a vegan.
No. Build a tower on top of your house so that you know where your house is.
I already know my. Once again, in the circumstances that I've been given, if I do get lost from my house, I'm probably just going to accept my fate and die because
Honestly, I'm so bad with directions that that's kind of how I am in real life. It's like, pull up Google Maps. Oh no, my phone's dead. Well, I guess I don't know how to get home from here. Wonder if I can drive around until I find like a Walmart or a Target, find a phone charger. Otherwise, I'm gonna sleep in my car again tonight. Travel by the directions of the sun.
oh, my phone's dead. Don't worry, I got this. Pulls out a compass. That way.
Oh man, have you ever seen the Rugrats movie?
Which one? There was two of them,
The fir-
I think.
there were 3 of them. You pleb, you absolute buffoon, you
Okay, which
charlatan.
which one? The one where they go into the jungle?
Yeah, Wait,
Yes, I've seen that one several
wait, are we
times.
talking about the Rugrats movie or Rugrats Gone Wild?
Yeah, Rugrats Gone Wild. That's the movie.
No, I hate that one.
Yeah, I do too. I remember as a kid and it scared me.
That's because the babies almost died.
No, because they're eating bugs. Yeah, and the fact that the babies almost died. That was terrifying, by the way.
They were gonna drown, and Nigel was going to sing them to sleep because he knew that there was no way to, like,
He was okay.
you don't
You know
tell the
how?
babies you're gonna die. You get sad and then you sing them a lullaby while the oxygen is running out. It's so fucked up.
Ow! I'm speaking of oxygen running out.
Why do you need glass anyway?
So I can see the Enderman outside.
That's why you build a periscope.
You can't build a periscope in Minecraft
Why not?
because this is Minecraft. There aren't even freaking like ghosts in this game. Okay, what do you expect?
Where was it going with this? You don't have coal or... Oh, you do have...
I have one individual coal.
No, you
I've,
fool! Get rid of the sand then!
I know, but I don't want the
You
sand. I want
fuck!
glass.
You could have used the wood on top of the coal and created charcoal, and then used that towards making...
It's already gone. It's already gone. I
Yeah,
can't even get any.
I know now, but... Okay. So,
There's just
the
more coal somewhere.
Rugrats movie.
Yes.
Stu gives Tommy a small pocket watch that he uses.
Oh yeah. And then the baby pees on. No, no, the baby doesn't pee on it. They have to change his diaper. And
Yeah,
he takes it and he's like, "Oh my god!"
he calls it his responsibility because that's what Stu uses, the word he uses to refer to it. So he ends
I
up
like.
later on in the movie using the pocket watch as if it were a compass, which naturally
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
work.
and they go in circles around a tree. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. So I'm watching this movie I'm making my little brother watch it for the first time, and also his friend is there, so we're all watching it. My little brother's like, "I don't want to watch the Rugrats movie. That's for babies." I'm like, "No, it has babies." And his friend wants to watch it, and so we're watching it. And I'm forcing Nick to watch it. It's funny because Nick's old enough that he can understand like the circumcision joke that they do earlier on, but his friend
Wait,
has no idea what
they
that
do a
is.
circumcision joke? When? What?
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember that.
Quick aside, they're in the hospital with the newborn babies, and the newborn babies are singing like, "Oh, it's the whole world's
Oh
symphony
yeah,
to
yeah, I
me."
remember that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he looks in his pants. What if he looks in his pants and he says something, right?
yeah. One of the girl babies is like, "They cut my cord," and then the boy baby looks in his diaper and says, "Consider yourself lucky,"
Oh.
because the writers were Jewish. Um, so like me and my little brother are laughing at that, and his friend who wanted to watch the movie anyway is like, "I don't get it," and we're both like, I don't want to explain it. Let's just move on, move past it.
Move
So
past the circumcision joke in the Rugrats movie.
yeah, I
That
mean
shouldn't
that's
be there in
really
the
just like
first place.
that's really the tip of the iceberg when it comes to, well, I guess like it cut the tip off, but it's like the tip of
Yeah.
the iceberg when it comes to the adult humor within the Rugrats movie. It's a good movie.
Oh, it isn't. No,
Reptar
you
wagon.
know how when he gets like I'm just gonna say it right now. I really hate it when adult characters act like little kids. It really just like makes me so mad because I just can't stand it. It's like d-
When did the
I
adult
know he gets hit.
characters
He
act
gets
like
hit in the
little
head.
kids? Oh no, that was
No,
that
what's
was
his
an
name? What's his name?
episode of the show. That wasn't in the movie.
Oh, yes, it was. Remember, you know what's his face? He hits his head and he starts acting like a little kid. And he
Yeah,
cries and stuff.
that was an episode of the show. That wasn't in the movie.
Yes, it was.
No.
No, what's his name? Big Explorer Man hits his head and he starts acting like a little baby. And it's like, dude, why are
Big
you acting like that?
Explorer, man.
Dude, what's his name? Mr. Waluigi looking man. Australian Waluigi,
No,
if you
that's
will.
Rugrats Gone Wild. That's not the first
Yes.
Rugrats movie.
What-
Talking about the first Rugrats movie. God damn it. Okay, so
I'm psyched out here.
they have the pocket watch and they're using it like a compass, and my little brother's like, you can actually do that in real life. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you hold it out and you hold it, and wherever the hour hand is pointing, that's north. Like, no, no, it isn't.
No.
What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, the hour hand points north sometimes. I'm like, what do you mean sometimes? This just became like a huge thing. I even paused the movie. I'm like, no, 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 no. Please explain. And he's like, oh man, I don't want to anymore. But there's a way you could do it, right? Based on like the sun and everything. So I mean, Tommy knows what he's doing. I'm like, no, Tommy does not know what he's doing. He is 1 year old. That's the whole point of what's happening here. Anyway, so that's the compass thing that I was trying to tell you.
All right, no, let's start discussing Rugrats Gone Wild because now this is just a podcast with me playing Minecraft in the background. You know the part where freaking Australian Waluigi he hits his head, he starts acting like a little kid. That's what he looks like. He looks like an Australian version of Waluigi.
Rugrats Gone Wild was advertised on. No, wait, I have more shit to talk about with the first Rugrats movie. Hang on. Um, so when the first Rugrats movie came out, Blockbuster was doing huge events, and that's where I got like tape cassettes from, because they released the soundtrack for the Rugrats movie on tape cassette exclusive of Blockbuster while the movie was still out. Alright, that's really all I had to say about that. Rugrats Gone Wild. When did that movie come out? It was years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was a kid when I watched it, so it came out a long time ago.
Or did you watch it in theaters?
No, I watched it on VHS.
Oh, okay. When Rugrats Gone Wild came out in theaters, it came out in Smell-O-Vision. You could go to Burger King and get these scratch cards, and then the theater had like a big number pop up during certain scenes. Like there's that scene where Debbie burps after drinking root beer. And like I think that was the number 6 would pop up, and you scratch the number 6 on the card and then smell the card that you got from the Burger King. And if it doesn't just smell like Burger King, you would smell root beer. Which is like pretty cool. But at the same time, one of the scratchers happens after Dill like shits his pants. So then you scratch it and you're like,
Whoa.
So that's what it smells like when a baby shits his pants.
Where's this coming? Anyway, no, we're getting off topic here. Remember the part where what's his name? Freaking, I'm gonna say it again. Australian Waluigi.
It's
He
Nigel
hits his head.
Thornberry.
I don't know what his name is.
He's not Australian, he's British.
I don't care what he's okay. British Waluigi hits his head, and then he starts acting like he starts acting like a little kid. That part really makes me mad because I can't stand it because he cries like a little baby. I'm just like, dude, you're like 48. Why?
Because the whole point of Rugrats Gone Wild is that you want to see the interactions between the two different Klasky Supo animations. You want to see your Rugrats and you want to see your Wild Thornberries and you want to see them interact. You So you could do that one of two ways, and they did one of them very easily. It's just, okay, well, this is the Rugrats dog, and Eliza can talk to animals, so that means she could talk to the Rugrats dog, and we get like a high prolific voice actor, and we just act like this was always our plan all along for the last 10 years. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, you need the babies to interact with one of the characters, and so you have like Donnie, which is the Wild Thornberry's wild child. He looks
Yeah, that weird old
similar
kid
to
that like runs around and he goes well.
yeah, and he looks similar to Chucky, so naturally you have him go up to Chucky and strip both
Yeah,
of
and he
their
steals his
clothes off and
glasses
switch
and
clothes, and that's weird.
yeah,
And then
made him
Chucky without
naked.
his yeah, and then Chucky without his trademark clothes and without his glasses spazzes out, and that just kind of looks like Donnie normally anyway, except Chucky can only say the word no. Canonically, he learned that word in Rugrats in Paris. That's the only word he can say. Creeper. Creepers. What are you doing?
I chose everyone life.
idiot.
I completely forgot that. Oh yeah, I only have one. I could just die. This is fun. No, I can't do that.
Dumb. Okay, where was it? So then you have the leftover characters. You have like most of the Rugrats cast, right? And then you have, okay, well, which Wild Thornberrys characters do we have left? Well, we could scratch Darwin straight, like right off the list because number one, he has to be with Eliza because she talks to animals. Number two, you can't put him with any of the other Rugrats characters because none of them can talk to animals. So you can't do Darwin. You can't really do Debbie because what's she gonna do? I mean, they made her interact with Angelica because they're both blonde. I don't know.
Okay, let's just assume the show's like here. This has just gotten so off track.
No, no,
Let's talk
no,
about.
no, no, no,
Uh,
no. So you have Nigel. He's the
oh
last
God.
Thornberry left. You have him interact with the babies, but then you have to like put them on the same mentality. Otherwise,
No,
it's just
don't, cause
boring. It's
no,
just
cause he
like,
seems
oh,
he seems
this,
like a helpless man who doesn't
yeah,
understand where he is, and
yeah.
he's high. But no, you can't put him on the same plane because he's supposed to be a hero to the kids, but
He
he's not. He's a
really isn't.
moron.
Have you ever seen Wild Thornberries?
But he's smart when he hasn't bonked his head in.
He's not always smart. Most of the
He,
time,
he's
he's not.
he's a civilized human being.
No,
I
most of the time he's just a complete buffoon. He makes a fool of himself constantly, and it's his strong, independent wife that keeps everything in check. That's what makes him a good pair, is that he like gets super close to the animals and is like, haha, I'm like the fucking Steve Irwin type. Okay, honey, what's her name, Miriam or something? Get that camera. Just help me shove it straight up this possum's ass.
what?
That's that's
I don't think that happened in Rugrats.
Wild Thornberries.
I know the part where no yeah, because one of my favorite parts is when he goes, oh, Tiggy Wiggy, and then the tiger like claws his hand, and he's like, oh, I got a boo boo, and he starts sucking his stomach. It's like, dude, no, it just makes me uncomfortable. I just can't stand it.
Well, it's either you make him bump his head and have a concussion, which he can later like. Oh, what are we doing now?
My freaking computer's complaining because people are uploading videos. Um,
Yay!
um,
So you either have him bump his head and get a concussion, or you just show him like get drunk on some sort of like fermented fruit or something like Animal Farm. You have to have all the different characters interact, and that's the only way to bring him down to the baby's level, is either you make him bump his head and act like a stupid fucking baby, or you get him drunk. And they can't really show him get drunk that
no,
easily.
because he's already normally a buffoon, you see. But if he's already normally a buffoon, then the kids can just find out that he's an idiot normally, and then they're just like, oh, he's a moron. Okay, I'm gonna kill myself now.
And that's basically what Tommy did.
But he finds out that he's not his hero because he's hit his head, so therefore it's not his actual fault. If it was an actual buffoon, then he would just, oh, I'm a moron normally. I'm still gonna kill myself because I'm a baby, and that's what babies do. Tongue and outlet.
Okay, number one, awful. Just fucking the worst thing I've ever heard you say. Congratulations. Number two, why was Nigel Thornberry Tommy's hero? It only came up in the movie because it was a crossover event, but they act like,
Wait, it was a crossover?
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
I
why?
didn't know that. I thought it was like a new character they just added because they could.
Oh my god, this is why I'm saying all the characters had to interact in that weird way. No, Wild Thornberries was like a well-running show. It had its own theatrical movie that was made by the same
That's
company as the
okay. Now I'm understanding
Rugrats.
because they looked so different in the
Yeah,
show.
duh.
Okay, now I'm understanding.
That's what I was trying to explain. The Wild,
No, yeah, because I heard you say different animation styles. I'm like, what? It's
yeah.
freaking the Rugrats. What are you talking about?
No, the Wild Thornberries was a completely separate show. It was about a girl who could talk to animals, Eliza Thornberry, and she went with her family and they traveled around because the mom and dad did a nature documentary show. Debbie was dragged along. She never really had anything to do, and she was a teenager, and it was before the advent of cell phones or whatever. So I think one episode had her wanting shampoo, and the mom pointed out that all the ingredients in the shampoo bottle were nearby. So she spends the entire B plot of that episode gathering ingredients and making her own shampoo, and then just being so excited. But yeah, the Wild Thornberries is an entirely separate show. Klasky Supo also made uh Duckman, which was on a different channel, but in one of the episodes they had Tommy Pickles make a cameo.
Okay, you know what? I'm confused here. So let's talk about something different. Rugrats, all grown up.
Remember that episode where Lil was dating somebody but wanted to break up with him and didn't know how, so Phil offered to dress as a girl and pretend to be Lil and
Oh
break up.
yeah, and then he
Break
actually
Yeah.
wanted to do it. He enjoyed cross dressing, and that's the entire.
Yeah, he enjoyed cross-dressing. He liked the guy a lot. I'm pretty sure Phil was gay.
Yeah,
If
wasn't that like the entire plot of the episode was that he was actually gay?
Yeah, pretty much. All Grown Up was a weird show.
I've only seen like 2 episodes, but I have heard of that specific episode.
Oh god, they burned off that show too. Burn off in TV terms is Nickelodeon didn't want the show to be on anymore, but still made all of the episodes because it takes like a year or so to make episodes. So what they did was they aired the new episodes as they were contractually agreed, but they aired them like three at a time every day, Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. The new ones, and they didn't advertise it at all.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't a good show. It was a bad show.
It was a good
No
show.
wonder. No, it was not a good show. It
It
was
was a good
terrible.
show.
They were trying to cash in on something that was the worst thing they could have cashed in on.
No,
It
so
was
it
just
started out with Rugrats. They did an hour-long special called "All Growed Up," and it's like this is what the Rugrats would be like 10 years later. Except they didn't want it to be 10 years later. When they wrote it out, they were like, "What would it be like if the Rugrats were all grown up and were like teenagers in high school?" And then Nickelodeon stepped in and they're like, well, it's a 10-year anniversary because the Rugrats has been going on for 10 years. Why don't we just make them 10 years older?" And the writers were like, "But high school is more interesting." And the Nickelodeon executives were like, "I don't care. Make them 10." So that's why it's so weird. Like you have an episode where Lil gets her first bra. Like most 10-year-old girls do not need bras yet because they literally just wrote them as high schoolers. But then every now and then said, "Oh man, I'm like 10 years old. That's practically an adult."
no.
Yeah. 10 years old is still a little kid. And like you have Tommy and Chucky fighting over a girl, and they're like, "She liked me first," and Chucky's like, "But I'm older and more mature."
Why don't we play hide and go peek?
Hide and go peek? That game's for babies. And we're clearly not babies. We're adults now.
He's a dilf.
Awful.
Yeah, I am.
Then there was an episode where Chucky got naked and ran around, and then there was an episode where he played Yu-Gi-Oh! Except they called it You Gotta Go.
I think the weirdest part of like any part of the Rugrats series was the fact that the Angelica had that doll that she had, but it was like destroyed and it was just terrifying to look at.
Cynthia, yeah.
Yeah, and then it had like weird like, just like spots of hair in it, and it's just
Okay, so there's an episode of All Grown Up where Angelica is turning 13, but they're treating it like her sweet 16 party. And she's telling her mom, "Get rid of everything in my room that's pre-teen, and that way we could start over because I'm turning 13. I'm basically an adult." And like they turn to the camera and they're like, "Basically grown up." Womp womp. So but then the mom got rid of her Cynthia doll. And she gets so upset because like her party wasn't great, and she goes to her room to like sob about it, and she's like, "Do you know what happened, Cynthia?" And then she pauses and she's like, "Whoa, I haven't talked to Cynthia in years." And she like looks around. She's like, "Wait, where's Cynthia?" No. No. And it's like, oh no. She confronts her mom about it, and the mom's like, well, you used to get rid of everything that was pre-13, and Cynthia doll was pre-5. So she goes out and tries to find it again. She goes to like an actual like doll collecting uh convention, and she goes with Susie because Susie is the more mature one because she's better in every way. And they find out that the original Cynthia doll that Angelica had, and this is probably just a ripoff of Toy Story 2, honestly, was worth a shit ton of money, and Angelica will never be able to get it back. But she finds a new version of Cynthia that's much, much cheaper at the convention, and she ends up buying that. Susie feels bad for her during the episode because the entire episode is designed to make you feel bad for Angelica, which makes it a bad episode. And then she takes the doll and she gives it to her dog or something. And when she gives it back to Angelica afterwards, it looks exactly like when it did when she was 3. And Angelica and Susie become best friends, and I think they make out a little.
I don't. I don't think that happens.
Which part?
The making out part.
I don't know. I was drinking when I was watching it. That part probably didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
There was a Rugrats newspaper comic during the time when Rugrats came out, and one of the comic strips got a huge amount of controversy for being wildly anti-Semitic.
Mm.
Yeah. They were at like temple, and they were like at a synagogue, right? And Grandpa Boris, because Tommy's grandparents on his mother's side are Jewish, which makes him Jewish due to Jewish law. They were saying a prayer, and Grandpa Boris was smiling during the prayer, but the prayer was a very solemn and sad event. Or it may have been a hymn, I don't fucking know. But so the Jewish Defamation League decided to sue the shit out of Klasky Supo. And so Klasky Supo responded by never having Grandpa Boris show up ever again.
Rip Grandpa Boris. He died of being murdered by Jewish people.
He died of Jewish, which I
Yeah.
think is
Just see on his grave, Jewish.
I think that's so much worse than just showing him happy for one goddamn moment. So if we've learned a lesson from that, should I finish this sentence? You can never draw a happy Jewishman.
So what have we learned today, kids? Jewish people can't be happy. That's right.
This is awful. Why do I know all this Rugrats shit? I need more coffee.
I don't even. I was gonna just sit here wondering, how does he know all this? And now you're even saying it.
And the worst part is, like, because I'm recording this, people could tell I'm not looking this shit up. This is all off the cuff. So Rugrats added Dill in the first movie and Kimmy in the second movie, so I could completely understand the idea that, no, yeah, they would introduce new kids in this third movie. They would introduce this entire family. I'm running out of coffee. Let's keep talking about Rugrats. In All Grown Up episode, we had Tommy just try to do a like a sort of documentary. So he was basically following everybody around or putting in hidden cameras because his whole shtick in All Grown Up was that he was a filmmaker. And that episode, we got some weird revelations, like the fact that Phil and Lil dropped dill pickles on his head when he was a baby. And this is actually used as an explanation, because throughout All Grown Up, Dill acts really weird and like wears kilts for no reason, and like the principal is trying to talk to him about it, and they're like, well, what did you do today, Dill? And he's like, oh man, so I took bread roll and crushed it up inside my chocolate milk, and it tasted great. And I'm pretty sure the principal was talking to him, trying to make sure he wasn't a school shooter or something, because he was just so fucking weird. But then, like 8 episodes later, we get the revelation that Phil and Lil dropped Dill on his head as a baby, which not only explains that shit and that he's literally like his brain is literally broken, but also explains why his head looks so fucked up in Rugrats. So that's weird.
Rugrats got dark.
Yeah, All Grown Up got insanely dark. And insanely weird. Like, the fucking Loch Ness Monster and aliens exist in the All Grown Up universe, which means they existed in Rugrats. Like, there's an episode of Rugrats where Angelica gets abducted by aliens, but at the end it's supposed to be like, oh, it was revealed it was just a dream the whole time. But then in All Grown Up, aliens just exist, and Dill talks to them, and they actually like use alien technology to turn time back by 2 hours so that they could go to a party at the end of the episode, because they wanted to go at the beginning of the episode, but they couldn't. Don't use your torch to burn down the tree. So that means, like, in Rugrats, 3-year-old Angelica was literally abducted by aliens. That's absurd.
I don't even anymore. I thought Rugrats was like a wholesome show about how,
No.
kids are just being kids. Now it's about freaking aliens
Yeah.
and babies being dropped on their heads. And,
Circumcision
and
jokes.
the Loch Ness Monster. This just got like hyped up like times 10.
No, man, there's a whole episode of Rugrats where Tommy was straight up fucking kidnapped and held for ransom. Like, this is not exaggerating. They find him on his front porch. They mistake him for a rich, like, for some rich kid. I think it was they even made a Donald Trump joke during that. They thought he was Donald Trump's baby child. And they straight up fucking kidnap him to use as ransom. Meanwhile, the grandpa's there sleeping on the rocking chair out front. They just literally kidnap him in front of the sleeping grandpa. And then Tommy goes on wacky misadventures in their fucking like motel room apartment. Tommy just like does crazy shit in there until they get so put off that they return the baby with a note that says this isn't worth it. And Grandpa Lou reads the note, and then Stu and Dee Dee show up, Tommy's parents. They're like, well, how was babysitting? Did the baby give you any trouble? And the grandpa crunches up the note and tosses it in the trash. It says, no trouble at all. Grandpa Lou was a bad guardian. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna this isn't boring, but I'm gonna pass out because there's so much crap I didn't know about.
Yeah.
this my brain is just so. What is wrong with people that just make Rugrats? Yes, ransom in Rugrats. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Donald Trump
that's like
jokes in Rugrats.
Why
Why
don't
don't you just use the water that you just poured down to pour down more water?
No, because I can't do that because it just picks up that water.
Oh, that makes sense.